Throughout Doctor Who's decades-long history, Daleks have been described and depicted as ruthless, ferocious, emotionless murderers whose sole purpose is to exterminate all other forms of life. Genetically engineered cyborgs, lacking concepts of elegance and wonder, who seek only to conquer, exploit, enslave, and destroy. The idea of Daleks indulging in things like music, literature, poetry, or artwork is laughable. These things contradict everything the Daleks stand for. And yet, throughout all the Dalek stories in Doctor Who's history, we've seen examples of what can only be described as Dalek artwork. The earliest examples of this Dalek art can be found in the very first Dalek story, within the Dalek city. We see the corridors and junction rooms of this place are decorated with what appear to be sculptures. In fact, at one point, one of these statues is dropped down a lift shaft by Ian, Barbara and Susan in order to slow down an approaching Dalek. The Dalek City also gives us our first look at Dalek Architecture, which goes through several different design iterations across Classic Who and New Who. Rather than using a standard, simple design for all of their ship interiors, Daleks have employed a wide range of different architectural styles and design details, possibly indicating some slow degree of artistic or at the very least architectural development across the various Dalek generations. Another particular example of Dalek artwork are the carvings found either side of the entrance to their base on Spyridon. These carvings, the props for which were based on the sculptures of Barbara Hepworth, appear to resemble Dalek eye stalls. The interior of the city is much as one would expect from Dalek architecture, cold and functional. However, the unusual rock carvings outside indicate a modicum of artistic expression. The same logic can also be applied to the presence of hemispheres on various examples of Dalek technology and architecture. These do not seem to serve any practical purpose, and are there simply as a reflection of the Dalek design itself, posing some interesting questions regarding the Dalek self-identity. Are depictions of eye stalks and bumps considered to have special significance to the Daleks? Despite their nature as emotionless drones, do they feel some sense of kinship towards these purely aesthetic affectations? There are also examples of practical Dalek technology showing signs of artistic or creative merit. Their ID tags, for example, form a sort of rudimentary language, though we do not fully understand it, being able to only infer the meanings of the tags based on the known role of the Dalek in question. Dalek laboratories, spaceship bridges and special chambers are also constructed with a similar artistic style. Does this point to the possibility of a particular Dalek rank that is granted a certain degree of artistic skill by the Emperor in order to create Dalek designs? If the cult of Skaro could be imbued with the ability to imagine in order to formulate plans to ensure the Dalek race's survival, perhaps the Emperor has also created a Dalek architect, whose purpose is to scour the pathweb for ideas and create designs for new Dalek ships, structures and technology, aided by the fact that it has been imbued with a particular artistic flair. Perhaps even one that is fed using harvested brainwaves from the most brilliant artistic minds sourced from worlds that the Daleks have conquered. What do you think? Do Daleks have a concept of art? What other examples of Dalek art can you think of that weren't mentioned in this video? Do you think there is a particular Dalek rank created specifically to design new technology and structures? Let me know in the comments below.
Don't forget to click below to subscribe to
Dalek Bumps.